Hey everybody, welcome back to the Jersey Zone. So the 2024 Winter Classic jerseys have officially been released. Now, these aren't really too much of a surprise. We knew what they were going to look like because of the leaks that happened over the weekend. And, I did cover those. So if you guys missed those videos and you do want to see my initial reaction, I'll leave a link to the cards up above there. But, we didn't have up close images of the jerseys. We didn't really get to see them in detail. And the main thing is we didn't get to see them customized. So we're going to cover all of these official photos in the video here. We're going to look at all of that stuff. We do only have one picture of the uniforms though. So that is slightly disappointing. I was hoping for a little bit more, but either way, we have those in-depth pictures here, so we're going to go ahead, take a look at all of these photos before we do jump into it. If you guys are new to the channel and you like hockey jersey content, please make sure to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. All right, we'll start off by taking a look at the Kraken jersey here, and I gotta say, I absolutely love the colors on this jersey. In this lighting, it really does make it pop. Like, that teal looks so good. I always do love the off-white or the cream, whatever you want to call it. The navy is still a little bit too dominating, especially up top. Like, there's too much of it. I still would have preferred an extra stripe or two up there, but yeah, the colors look great. They really, really do. But let's get into the new stuff here. So with that C, I think that actually looks pretty good, both in terms of the placement and how it's customized. It's a little bit differently than the numbers on the sleeves there, which we'll take a closer look at in just a moment. But, with the numbers on the sleeves, they are red outlined in that off-white instead of the C where it is just the off-white. I actually don't mind that they are different, because if they were the exact same, where the C was red outlined in the off-white, it would kind of distract a little bit from the logo there and pull your attention away, because they would be the exact same. It would be red outlined in the off-white. So I think it just being off-white and just the one color, I think that looks completely okay. And I do like the positioning there as well, just basically right above that teal stripe. Looks pretty good there. With our next photo here is just a close-up image of the crest, and it looks so good, man. Like, absolutely gorgeous. So it does have the felt crest like most Winter Classic jerseys have, but for some reason on this one here, it feels like a step above those other ones. Like, I think it looks so gorgeous. I really like the lettering there with the stitching inside of it. I think that looks great. Like, it is just an absolutely beautiful logo. With our next photo, we can see is just an image of the back, kind of far away, but we'll take a closer up look of the numbers in just a moment. But we can see that name and number kit there. So the numbers, obviously, like we talked about, being red outlined in the off-white. I think that looks really good. They do seem quite large though. I've seen a couple of people talk about it. The numbers do seem very, very big. So I don't know if it's just on this jersey here or exactly what. Maybe it's just because it's a 2 and a 4 and those numbers are usually pretty wide, but yeah, I still like it. That is for sure. With obviously the name there, we can see that it is just the cream color, kind of like the C was on the front. So obviously that matching up pretty nicely. Think that does look good. And then here we have a close-up of the sleeve numbers, which we can see are also felt, and I really do like that a lot. I mean, I usually like Winter Classic jerseys. I'm usually pretty high on them for basically 2 reasons, or 3 reasons. 1, because they have the sweater type collar, which I always love. 2, because they usually have felt logos and names and numbers. And 3, because they usually have cream or the off-white on the jersey. And I love all of those 3 things. So, with this jersey here, it does have those 3 things. So I do tend to like this one quite a bit. We can go on to the shoulder patch here. That shoulder patch does look great. I really do like that a lot as well. And even on the navy shoulders here, it still stands out. It doesn't get lost in it. So I think that is definitely a huge positive. And then I do have a couple of more pictures here that I want to take a look at. These are ones that were just uploaded to the Hockey Jersey subreddit. I'll put their username at the bottom of the screen there. But yeah, I kind of wanted to include these here as well, because with the promotional images, obviously they are in very specific lighting and everything like that. So I feel like it's always good to take a look at what the jerseys kind of look like with just regular lighting. So here we can see that the lighting still doesn't really affect the colors. Like, they still look very, very nice, still look absolutely phenomenal. The logo on the front, like I said, just looks so good, so gorgeous. Absolutely love it. Our next picture is just a photo of the shoulder patch there, the Winter Classic patch, I should say. And it is kind of funny because the navy does look a little bit lighter in this picture here, so it stands out a lot more on this photo than it did on those promotional images. Our next one though is of the collar and inside the back of the collar there as well. So we can see the sweater type collar, that looks great, but then inside the back it has 1917, which I understand obviously why they did it, because it is a throwback to the Seattle Metropolitans. They won the Stanley Cup in 1917. Makes a lot of sense. I get it. But it just kind of feels out of place on this jersey because it is a Winter Classic. With most of those Winter Classic jerseys, the Boston one that I unboxed on my channel yesterday, it had the Fenway Park scoreboard and the date of the game on it. And I think with my Winter Classic Nashville Predators one, that also has like guitar strings or something like that and the date of the game. So I feel like with most of the Winter Classic jerseys, it just kind of has some sort of reference to the Winter Classic game. And with this one here, it's not. Like, it's obviously referencing the Seattle Metropolitans, and I feel like if this was a third jersey or a reverse retro, something like that, I would be completely okay with this. It wouldn't be a big deal, but the fact that it is a Winter Classic jersey, it just feels, out of place, like I said. Now, obviously, it really doesn't matter. You never see the inside the back of the collar, or if you do, it's for like 5 seconds. It does not matter at all. But yeah, it's just one thing that I was like, oh, okay, like I guess. Anyways, let's move on here. So our next photo, just a close-up image of the sleeves, has 31, meaning that Grubauer is on the back of the jersey. And this is where you can tell, like, the numbers I don't think look as big as they did on those promotional images. Once again, I think it's just 24 is very wide numbers. 31, obviously a little bit skinnier. Well, the one is at least. So yeah, do think the customization looks very nice on this jersey. I absolutely love it. But overall, my opinions on this jersey have definitely improved from the last time that we talked about it over the weekend. The colors just really pop on this jersey. I love the name and number kit and how it matches the logo. And that logo, oh my god, that logo, it just looks so good. I absolutely adore it. Not saying that there's not parts of this jersey that I don't like. Like, I'm still not a huge fan of how big those navy stripes are and how much navy there is up top, but still, I do definitely really like this jersey a lot. It is one that I would like to pick up at some point, but me being me, I don't like buying jerseys at full price, so I'm hoping that this one does go on sale, but I honestly would not be surprised if it sells out. Like, I'm just kind of wishing and hoping at this point that it does kind of wait long enough for them to kind of go on clearance even a little bit, and then I can pick it up then. So we'll kind of have to wait and see, but I do really like this jersey a lot, and we'll take a look at the uniforms at the end of the video. I want to kind of compare the two uniforms at the same time, so let's jump in and take a look at the Vegas jersey now. So with this Vegas jersey, like most people, I really wasn't a huge fan of it when it leaked, but I kind of had two questions going into the official release. The first one being, what is that pattern on the front of the V there? Like, what is it supposed to be? What is its significance? Because sometimes that explanation can kind of help pull me towards their side a little bit. My second question being, what about the gold on this jersey? Because with that video leak, it kind of made it seem like the gold didn't really have that shine or sparkle that all of the other Vegas jerseys have, but I thought it was maybe just the lighting, and I said that I would be shocked if they shied away from that, but we do get the answers to both of my questions, so let's go ahead and talk about the first one here. With my first question of what that pattern is supposed to be inside of the logo, they said in their press release, piping details in the center crest and numbers are inspired by the U.S. Military Academy at West Point uniforms, the alma mater of Vegas Golden Knights owner Bill Foley. The curves at the top of the V and the curves in the numbers and letters pull from the curves in the filigree within Vegas's current brand. Now, I'm going to be honest, that doesn't really do anything for me. I'm not quite too sure what I was expecting for this pattern to really pull me to the side of liking it, or at least liking it a little bit more, but yeah, it doesn't do anything for me at all, so I am not really a huge fan of the logo. However, I do like how it's made. So if we zoom into the logo, we can see that it is felt, and that piping detail is actually chain stitch. So that does look fantastic. Like, the actual material and everything of the logo looks great, but the design of it, I don't think looks very good. Like, I don't like that pattern. I think it looks weird. I think, obviously people saying that it looks like it's flipping you the double bird. It definitely does, but it's not even just that. Like, I just don't think it looks very good, honestly. So yeah, that logo is a huge miss for me. Now, with my second question about the gold, we can move on to our next photo, and we can see there's no sparkle to it at all. And when I saw this, I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? It's like the Jennifer Lawrence meme. Like, I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that there was no sparkle to the gold on this jersey. I didn't understand it. It's the first time that Vegas has ever done this, and I gotta say, I don't like it. Like, why did they do this? I really don't get it. My only reason that I can maybe think of why they didn't have the sparkle on this jersey here is because of that sweater type collar. They've had, the gold on all of the parts of the jersey before, except for the sweater type collar. So I don't know if they had some sort of issue kind of replicating that. I really don't know, but like, I just don't like it. I really don't like it. It makes me upset. I love that aspect of Vegas' jerseys. So the fact that this one here strips that aspect, I hate that. I really do. So both answers to my questions were a bad thing. I'm not happy with the answers to either of them. So yeah, I really, really don't get it. We can move on talking about the shoulder patch here, the, Winter Classic patch. I think that looks pretty good on the gold though, or at least like, I have a hard time calling it gold. I want to call it yellow. So I'll call it gold just to kind of appease, Vegas, I guess, because it is supposed to be gold, but it looks like yellow to me. But anyways, yeah, the patch itself does look fine on the gold there. I think it looks good. And while we're still on this picture, we can take a look at the sleeve numbers there. So they do kind of have that special font to it. It looks a little similar to the font of the V on the front, but I do think it looks a lot better with the numbers here. Oh, I forgot to say, or at least we forgot to talk about, well, I forgot to talk about, about the C on the front of the jersey. That I do like. I do like the C on the front. It is also just pure gray, but I think that looks pretty good. I do like the stylization, but we can move on to the back of the jersey where we can see that basically pattern that is inside of the crest is replicated on the numbers here as well. But it looks better on the numbers, and I don't really know why I feel that way, but I just think that on the numbers, it looks really good. Like, I really do like the customization kit on this jersey, but with it being in the logo, it just doesn't work as well. I honestly wish I had a better explanation than I just think it looks better on the numbers, but honestly, that is all I have. Like, I just does not look good on the logo in my eyes. Looks good on the numbers. We can see that nameplate there, you know, obviously it being the off-white. With the gray lettering, I do think that looks good. Like I mentioned, I like the stylization of the font on this jersey. Now we can take a look at some pictures that someone just uploaded. I think these come from the Hockey Jersey Discord is where I got these from. But yeah, we can see that this one has Mark Stone on the front. So yeah, like just looking at this jersey, like it is right here, it feels so bland, man. Like, especially without that sparkle. Going back to the sparkle, it's something that I'm really upset about, because without it, it just feels so bland, so boring. Just, there's like almost nothing going on with this jersey here. I really do not like it, especially if it wasn't customized. Like, the customization definitely helps it out a lot, but yeah, it feels so boring without that kind of gold sparkle to it. While we're on this picture though, let's take a look at the collar so we can see that it does have the sweater type collar, which is cool. Once again, it doesn't have the gold kind of sparkle to it, but inside the back of the collar, it has 7 stars, and those are supposed to represent the 7 seasons that Vegas has been in the NHL. Now, kind of like that Seattle jersey, I get it, I understand, you know, why they have this on the inside of the back of the collar, but it just feels a little bit out of place on a Winter Classic jersey. If this was just a third jersey, that'd be completely fine, I get it, and it's not that big of a deal, it really is not at all, but it just feels a little bit strange on a Winter Classic jersey, at least in my mind. Let's move on to the back of the jersey though, so we can see the customization a little bit. They kind of hid it behind the sleeves, which is why I found another picture, I obviously didn't take it. So here we can see just the customization of Stone and Pietrangelo and Eichel as well, and they look really cool. Like, I do really like the customization kit on this jersey, and I know it's the same pattern as on the front, but I just don't think it looks as good on the front of the jersey as it does on the back. But yeah, let's go on to a closer up picture of the customization, and this is where you can really see that it is felt with the chain stitching, and I think that looks phenomenal. Like, I really do like how the name and numbers are designed on this jersey. I think they look great. I think the customization massively improves this jersey by like tenfold, but that's the only part of the jersey that I like. It's just the customization. Even though it is an off-white jersey with gold, which I usually love those colors, the fact that it doesn't have that gold sparkle to it really ruins it for me. Like, I'm shocked. I really am shocked that it's not on this jersey. I do not like the logo whatsoever. So if this jersey is just blank, I think I hate it. If the jersey is customized, I think it looks okay. Maybe not even okay. I'll probably say it looks not that great is probably where I would actually put it. Like, okay is being a little bit too generous. Yeah, I am not a fan of this one really at all, which is extremely disappointing because I love Vegas's jerseys. I think they have one of the better jersey histories in terms of the Adidas jerseys, like so far. I really do like them a lot, and this is just such a massive miss for me. I really don't like it. That being said, I am still probably going to pick this jersey up at some point. I'm hoping that it goes on sale for super cheap, because then I'll pick it up. But the only reason that I want to get it is because I do want to get every single Vegas jersey. But yeah, I'm not a fan, that is for sure. Before I go, I do still have one more photo to take a look at, and that is the uniforms for both of these teams. Now, it's not a super high quality image, and we can't really see the full uniforms because they kind of cut off the socks a little bit, but we'll still take a look at it. So with Vegas, they have a gray helmet, brown gloves, and gray pants, and a little bit of gray, gold, and off-white, it looks like, in the socks. But like I said, we can't really see the socks too well, so we'll kind of hold off my opinion on those. I like the gray helmet and pants. You know, obviously there is a little bit of gray throughout the jersey, so I think that works well. And I do like the striping on the pants with the wear mark there. With the gloves though, those brown gloves, I am not a massive fan of those, just because, at least to myself, this Vegas jersey doesn't really feel that old school, so they feel a little bit out of place, at least in my mind. Not a massive fan of the brown gloves. As for Seattle, they basically went full navy with their uniforms. Navy helmets, there's a little bit of red in the numbers. Navy gloves with a little bit of red for like the brand name, and then navy pants, and the socks are navy with a little bit of teal and off-white, but once again, we can't really see the socks all too well. With this uniform, I gotta say, like, if it was like a third jersey or something like that, I think this uniform would be very, very nice. But as a Winter Classic uniform, I don't love it because it doesn't really feel too old school. And I know I just talked about how, like, the Vegas jersey or with the Vegas uniform, you know, those brown gloves don't really work, but at least they kind of tried to have some sort of old school feel for the uniform. With Seattle's though, like, it doesn't really feel like a Winter Classic uniform, at least in my eyes. I think it still looks good though, but it just doesn't have that Winter Classic aspect, at least to me. But I would still give the nod to the Seattle Kraken uniforms just because the jersey is a lot better. Anyways though, those are my full thoughts on these 2024 Winter Classic jerseys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you guys like these jerseys a lot more with these customization kits, or do you think they look better without them? You know, which one do you like more? I'm assuming most of you are going to say Seattle, but I would still love to hear what you guys think. So yeah, anyways, that is going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, follow me on all of my social medias. But that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.